Hello, everybody. RegiTime here, and welcome to the first episode of this week's Trilogy. This week, the Trilogy is going to come from the 10NL iPoker pool. We've actually got HUD stats, so we can hopefully get into it a little bit more in terms of like what I'm trying to do specifically against particular opponents based on what I actually know about them. Kick off with the C-bet here with the ace queen down on table 4. We're going to cut label tables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to barrel turn here with a view to maybe checking back river. Don't love the jack. Three snap calls. I've got an awkward SPR now at 1.3. I'm just going to go all in. Target like ace 10. Am I going to go all in? Yeah, I am. Ace king. Didn't 3-bet. Okay, that's a phenomenal start to proceedings. Did he just limp? He did. He just limp called the ace king there and then got absolute maximum value from the moron. Well played, Reg. I mean, I'm fine with what's happening there. Don't have a huge issue with it. New. ISO. Fucking, why does my phone always fucking ring when I'm doing stuff? One moment. Something about some coffee machine being delivered and I need to be in for it like I ever leave the fucking house. Unless I absolutely have to. Will you be in between 1:30 and 3 o'clock or whatever it was she said? Well, where else the fuck am I going to be, love? You know I don't leave the sofa. You know I don't leave the sofa. What the fuck are you talking about? Look at some of the VPIPs of these people. 47 hands, 4/4. Good luck making that work, sir. My orange tag, by the way, is just people who don't think. I mean, this ace sharp guy, if his sample gets bigger and his stats stay the same, he'll be upgraded to yellow. Orange is just basically a mix of nit type fish. Green is fish. Light blue is whopper. Yellow, if we see any of them, are more aggro regs. Purple are out of line wannabes. The ones who like just think they can go around opening, booking 35% of cut-offs and 60% of buttons and 75% of small blinds, etc. Say against this guy, 21-14, 5% 3-bet. We just don't give those guys action. We just don't do it. Sixes is probably an absolute slam dunk call in GTO world. But this guy, that's I think the first time, or one of the first times, he's 3-bet from the small blind. Not interested, mate. Not interested, mate. I'm going to exploit you by folding hands that should be slam dunk calls. Or at least that's what I'm trying to do. Here we have the guy just getting it in with the 10-3 off. Destroyed. Chop it up. Go on, chop it up. Nope, no chop. No chop. Yeah, so a lot of these players are just tentatively tagged because we don't have many hands on them. I'm not remotely familiar with the 10 and ally poker pool. I'm going to presume it's largely populated by shit regs to do it too tight. Hello, that's me too. And then who just don't play particularly well post flop. Hello, that's me again. Oh, this dude is reloaded and he's not satisfied. He wants to lose all his money. He doesn't want to lose some of it. He wants to lose all of it. I've already been playing for an hour or so today just to try and build up some stats before we started the video. I am not game selecting at all, just table breaks, just pull up another one. I'm playing these games just to make some content, not to make any money. But if we make money at the same time, then that's just a happy coincidence. This spec that could be an old tag from who knows when. Don't appear to have any hands on him, so I don't understand why he's even got a tag, but we'll bump him down to orange for the time being. As we open up the aces. Um, 8-7 suited. Do we have enough hands on this guy to see what's going on yet? 0 from 6, 3-bets from the big blind. We're going to 3-bet the 8-7 Marat. He's going to fold because it's fucking huge. He's 3-bet 4x. We're not going to give action to people who 3-bet 4x in position very often. So this guy has, where's the ball now? He's called out of the small blind. Just going to bet until he raises us, then reconsider our position. Going to see bet our gut shot on table 5. Are we going to triple off versus this dude here? I suspect we might be. We 3-bet in pre, he called. We c-bet small flop, he called. I think we're going to triple off with this hand. Definitely tripling off on that King River. Could be a punt incoming. Second of the video. How does this guy probe turns? 3 of 6 and he's folded once. Let's have a go at making him fold again then. Don't think our 3's got a great amount of showdown value, certainly not versus like a bet line. The 8-7 takes it down up there. That feels like a pretty bad river to bluff versus big blind. I don't think we're going to win the pot, but I don't think bluffing here would have a particularly high success frequency. 4-line right there, 3 to a flush. He wasn't folding a set, was he? Maybe he was. There's a lot out there that beats a set. Maybe he was folding a set. Not a happy defend, but defending the Jack 5 suited against someone who's got worse than shit reg stats. 21, 14, 5. That's worse than a shit reg. That's just like real bad reg. Real bad tight reg. You see bets 67%, but you would expect that when he's not opening close to correctly. How often does this guy ISO? Not very. Just 15%. We'll let that go. I'm going to flat the jacks versus the large 3-bet from out of position. I guess we're not folding. Three betting the ace queen. This guy bets half pot. I mean, we're just going broke here, are we? We're just going broke. We're not raising. Doesn't really achieve very much. Checking back the ace queen against the guy we tripled against earlier. If this guy jams a turn, I'm not going to be loving the situation at all. He's just going to have queens, kings, and aces a lot. I'd rather not have the jack of diamonds, to be honest. I mean, we're not folding, obviously, but I think we're just going to get absolutely binned off here by pocket queens a lot. Oh, the favourite against ace king. Happy days. And do we need to bluff our ace queen? I don't think so against this guy. He's going to have like lots of worse hands. King, queen, queen, 9, all that sort of stuff. Pocket 9s. Whether he folds that or not, who knows? Don't think we need to bluff there. I think he has enough like weak stuff in his range that's like stabbing turn and giving up river. When called, the ace queen beats. If we had a worse ace high, probably would have bluffed then. Popping the open ender here in what looks like a 3-bet pot. Cannot remember the action pre-flop. Oh no, we just he limped and we ISO'd big, didn't we? Gonna go for a check raise here. Maybe he just like stabs pocket 6s and folds them, and maybe he stabs pocket 6s and calls it off, and we're not in terrible shape. Still sticking with the plan. He can definitely still have some pairs here that we're doing okay against. Unless we're drawing dead, we're going to have some equity. He does fold. Love to see it. 3 betting the queens. Getting the 9-9 ace flop. Against these like half stacked, probably fishy players. We're going to kick off with a check. I expect him to check back his like pocket 8s, pocket 6s, all that with a pretty high frequency. I think I want to go check, block here just to get paid by all these pocket pairs. Don't think he's going to turn them into a bluff. I mean, as played, we can't fold. But again, we're really not loving it. It's a 3-bet pot against the fish. And we have an under pair. So we're not in love with the situation. But these people do weird things. I mean, we just had a lose to an ace here. We beat everything, I guess. I mean, I'm just not folding. If he's just got an ace, then good for him. Pocket 7s, beautiful. Did start turning his pocket pair into a bluff. just don't think you can go folding against like weaker players at the table in spots like that. This table looks like it's breaking and then rebuilding, so we've got a completely new table now. Sadly, the whopper that was going all in every hand that we never managed to catch against has disappeared, and then the table broke because that's just what happens when whoppers go broke a lot of the time. I do it myself when I'm playing in like my normal games. No fish, no Reggie, that's my rule, but we don't care about that today. Obviously we're not folding here. And he's dead. Table 2, we're just going to go 60% 3 times unless we get raised. Assuming the board doesn't change too dramatically. I'm going to continue betting the turn. I mean, the jack is undoubtedly better for his range than it is ours. But he can have loads of ace X that we're way ahead of. I think we have a pretty easy bet fold. Might be on the thinner side, this. He just had the nuts. Okay. Maybe that was too thin. Take that one for review. Because that could be too thin. Okay. It's the 183 big blind all in. Someone playing 16/0. Oh, he had aces. There you go. What an absolute plonker. I mean, the play's bad enough, just open ripping. But then showing it, I mean, that's fucking double moron. Absolute double moron from our friend there. Nevada J, you're a fucking idiot, sir. Right, he's only got 7 bigs. He's only got 7 bigs. I was contemplating ISO raising. Now we're just going to put him in. Excuse me. This guy squeezes 18% over small sample. The more passive player in the big blind, yeah, slightly less obvious RegiType, I would have definitely gone for the peel there. Apologies to Ron, by the way, when you're watching this. I know you're keen to see me play higher stakes on the channel. That's just not going to come true for you, I'm afraid. This guy's limped the button. And he's bet the flop. I mean, typically people who limp buttons and start betting, I mean, what does it say about the guy? He's passive. Probably shouldn't be looking to call him too often. But when we had like double backdoors, one over card, when he bets and then checks. I mean, we might have the best hand, but we're just going to bluff anyway. Maybe he just folds like pocket threes or something. Okay, so I didn't notice this guy popping up. It looks like we've got a live one. Oh, wrong tag. 6-5. That's the guy we just tagged over here. Start with the C-bet. And are we going to triple off? Do we think we have enough showdown value against this player? And if we check back, are we bluff catching rivers? I think we can still get some value on a bet here. So I'm going to bet again. Obviously, we are owning ourselves against Jack X, 7X, etc. I think against this player type, we can just get some value from a bet. And then if he's just in there with like a ace high float, with maybe 2 overcards, like an ace 8 or something random like that, then hopefully we just get to like either get value from that or deny the equity that it has. I didn't realize this guy had no money. Okay. Oh, unlucky, mate. I mean, this guy's now played 73 hands. He's playing 4/4. Fucking grow up, son. Fucking grow up. I mean, have some fun, mate. Have some fun. I mean, just try and get that VP up to 10. Defending the King 7 suited blind versus blind. I'm not one for going overboard with 3 bets blind versus blind. I prefer flying and then just playing in position a lot of the time. I'm going to raise here. Repping absolutely fucking nothing, but doing it anyway. Ace Jack. Who's got the cards here? Button. Start with check. And then we're just going to value bet twice unless we get raised. Or the reverse a spade or a 9 or a 10 or something like that. King Jack offsuit versus button. Again, it's going to flat. The play looks relatively tight. A small sample. 10-3 suited versus someone playing 9/6. We probably need to defend this versus someone playing those stats. I mean, he's probably not those stats long term, but I'm not going to go potty defending that versus someone who hasn't looked particularly active. I'm going to start leading out with our straight on table 2. And we're going to bet river. I hope not to get raised. Beautiful. Took it down against the ace-8. This guy limp call, or was he big blind with someone sat out? Don't fucking know. Don't know is the answer to that question, but we're betting anyway. We are never betting this turn. And we're probably folding rivers. Unless you bet small, then we just cry call. I'm going to go for some value here and fold to a raise. Try and get called by like pocket 8s, 6x, something like that. He just doesn't believe the bet check bet line. Opening the king and the jack of the same colour. Good cards. We like opening good cards, pretty cards. We've got another pretty one on table 3. And again here we're just going to be bet with our king jack until we get raised. Then consider our options. Not in love with the queen turn. Maybe bet one more time. Get some value from like worst jack X still. And then just showdown. And bet. Plan has been averted. Still checking back here with the queen jack. Do we want to check raise here against this guy? I mean, it just doesn't feel like a board that he wants to have like a 1/3 sizing on, so fuck you. Snap calls. We didn't have much success trying to bluff this guy earlier, but by fuck we're going to try again. Oh, things you fucking love to see. Do we just go all in here? I think we do. Checking back our ace-9 here on the river. Losing to ace-jack that played like that. Getting the fold there. Maybe that was greedy. Maybe that was greedy. Jesus. This guy leads out here. I'm not a believer that he's like super strong. I think like sets on what have you check raise. I'm going to call here and we're just going to raise many turns. That one would be one of them. Now he starts checking, so he's just got an 8 or a 9. So we're going to bet 60% turn and probably pot the river, assuming he doesn't do anything to interfere with that. Which he hasn't. We just have infinite king X here. He has just a lot of 8x and 9x, and if he wants to make a hero call, then more power to him. You go, sir. Off you fuck. Off you fuck, squire. going to make each of these videos around 40 minutes long. I've got to go out in, how does this work out? 2 hours. So we've finished. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time to do that. That was 39% of buttons, which is reasonable. Defend the four deuce, but no idea how to play a post flop in a lot of scenarios. Checks back, ace on the turn. He c-bets a lot. He c-bets 81%. So we're just going to try and attack what feels like it might be a capped range after he doesn't c-bet that board. High three suited versus under the gun. Don't let that one go. Didn't c-bet the ace jack 9 with our tens. This is the guy who went all in for 180 bigs with aces. You can take it, mate. You can take it. Probably should have bet the flop, but I wasn't concentrating. My attention was clearly elsewhere, which is a leak of mine. I miss many c-bets. I miss many standard plays when I'm multi-tabling. I guess we all do to an extent. Do it even more when I'm making videos. And just like autopilot through the marginal spots. Which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Oh, this guy's gone all in again. I wonder if he's short again. I'm going to guess he's got kings this time. Is he going to show us? Aces again. What a fucking idiot this guy is. What an absolutely monstrous fuckwit. Sweet fucking Jesus. Open rip pre times 2 AA both times. What a fucking moron. I've no idea what he's trying to achieve with the open rip. Well, I do with the open ripping. He's just hoping some fucker calls. Range bet this. I don't use these small bets very often, but I do it on this occasion. I normally use bigger c-bets. Not a huge fan of the small c-bet in general. I think it just like messes, because I'm not well studied in like how to proceed after using small c-bets, and I suspect lots of others that do it also don't either. I think it's just like it's a lazy way. It's like, oh well, just c-bet small, range c-bet small. I think it's like a lazy strategy. A lot of players have. I prefer to just c-bet slightly less frequently and just use larger sizes. I'm more familiar with doing that. I'm happier doing that. I kind of know what I'm doing more on the later streets in terms of like what my strategy is, rather than trying to like just maybe a quarter sober does. Get one street right and get the rest of the streets wrong. Just fucking hemorrhage money. This guy looks aggro across the street, so we're going to check this one back, and then if he goes bet, we're going to go call. If he checks, we're just going to bet ourselves. There's improved to 2 pairs, but we're still just going to stick with the call strategy. Checks river. He's not checking a flush, I don't think. He might be checking ace. No, I just think we have the best hand, and when we don't, he'll let us know by raising us. We have a super crystal clear value bet here. King X can call. King Jack can call. Plenty of hands can call there, and then if he does check raise, we just always beat. So it's like a crystal clear value bet. We get called by worse, and then it's not a particularly tough fold when we get raised. Just too easy to just check back that river there. I'm scared of getting called or raised by a better hand. It's probably what holds me back a little bit and holds people who are even weaker than me back even more, I would imagine. Not value betting thinly enough. Then because you're not value betting thinly enough, you don't get to bluff as wide, or you just don't bluff as wide. Yeah, it's one of the leaks, one of the most common leaks of the losing to break even to small winning microstates community. Been 3-bet here, and it's looks big, but it's not that big. It's actually relatively small compared to our size. I don't love calling 3-bets. Really don't like it. But I think the 10-9 suited in position versus this size, we just have to do it alone. I'm already very, very unhappy about it. This guy doesn't c-bet, doesn't auto c-bet in 3-bet pots, so I will give his c-bet more respect should he make one. And if he checks, I won't necessarily instantly attack it, but he just bets half pot, and he's going to fold, and I'm really quite cross with myself that we called pre. There won't be many players in all of poker who fold more to more 3-bets than me when I'm playing what I consider to be my best game. Fair enough. I'm overfolding, so theoretically I'm not playing incredibly well. But when I'm playing my best game, I just have so much discipline and just talked about in the Unibet video, just make some incredibly disrespectful folds. It's like, no, don't think you're finding enough bluffs here, so therefore I'm just folding. But when people size too small, you can't do that anymore, and that was too small. We isolated to 4.5x. He only made it 15. So when people 3-bet too small, I can't overfold anymore, which is unfortunate. So we just call and then lose a lot. Coming in with a cold 4-bet on the button. I mean, our Jack 10 is just going to go right in the bin. But this is 10 and L. You know, we're getting 3-bets on button called 4-bets. Come on, lads. Don't be unreasonable. Again here, we've got a 3-bet from the big blind that's just too small, but I think King Deuce, we just don't need to defend. Even, we don't need to defend this wide. Even though it's a smaller bet, King Deuce can just go in the bin like all the time. This guy's giving it the clap, 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 true pro. who's gone all in with fucking pocket aces twice without any more chips being in the pot. So I don't think we need to take his criticism too seriously. Right, we're going to play these queens through, and then we're going to wrap the video up. We've just got a big hand here, and we're up against a fish, so we're just going to bet bigger. In fact, we're going to go full pot. Sadly, he folds, but I don't care about that. You know, the guy's clearly a fish. Not light blue, there's just green. At that point, he had a 1 in 4 fold to c bet. So he's going to be greedy. And just target the stuff that isn't folding, like ace x, draws, etc. Just going to be greedy versus the fish. With 3 bet ace queen here, and we got caught by the button. We're going to double barrel here. Start with a small bet, which I think is very standard in this spot. I mean, he won't fold his pocket pairs for this, which is why we're going to try the second barrel. Like, have pocket sixes call now and then try and shut them out on the turn. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Obviously, he's not folding king x. He's not folding sets, etc. And he's just raised immediately, which I guess I'm thankful for, because it saved me barreling the turn. And that'll be that for the video. We've gone 2 minutes over. Fuck the Tories, etc., etc. Take care, everyone. See you on the next one. Bye for now.